This is Joe Pryor of the virtual real estate team in Oklahoma City and Tulsa. Man, we're getting to the home stretch finally. So basically the house is completed. It's had 2 inspections to make sure that everything's ready to go. And then you have a certificate of occupancy. That doesn't mean that you're immediately ready to close, however. Now, in the process of doing all this with your lender, and I can do a separate video down the line about working with your lender, but the lender has gone to final underwriting, which means that they have done again a search of your documents. They've looked at everything. They've got a final credit report. They've gotten the appraisal in that shows it's worth appraising, it's worth lending for. And so the underwriter says, hey, this is cool, you're great, you're ready to close. It goes to the closing company. Now the title company and the closing company will coordinate together on those closing documents. Now understand that the feds really do regulate this very, very strongly, and the lender is on the hook for having all of this stuff totally accurate. In fact, it's such a situation that they can be fined if it's not, or it can delay closing. Now, there's some minor things that does not delay closing that can be immediately corrected if it doesn't affect the money part of the transaction. And so what's going to happen is 3 days, typically, usually it's 3 days before closing, you're going to have these documents sent to you from the title company to your email inbox. And at this present time, this is the one thing I hate about the closing part of this, is that you're gonna have to download all these documents, typically up to 100 pages, and you're gonna have to use a notary. Typically a mobile notary will come to you that's assigned by the title company. It's gonna cost you, of course, to do this, but they're expert at doing what you need to sign properly. You don't wanna have to do this over again and start this process. And then at that point, once you signed what needs to be notarized in your signature, you're gonna put those into a FedEx box. You're gonna send it back to the title company, and then you're going to be responsible a day before closing to wire transfer, or on the same day, to wire transfer the funds that you have, which is the down payment and closing costs, less the credit that you have for your earnest money, and then money is coming from your lender. Now, obviously, if it's cash, we don't worry about the lender, and this gets to be a whole lot easier, but for the purpose of these videos, you're getting a lender because 95, 98% of people that buy property get a loan. So now all the documents are back to the title company, and all the monies are in from you by wire and also from the lender by wire. Now in Oklahoma, we have what's called title funding. And title funding basically means at the table, once all those documents are there, you own the property at that moment. In fact, the next thing that they do is they electronically file your ownership with the county of record. So you're going to own that property, and you're going to get documents later, the real documents, that you're gonna need in terms of keeping that for your records. I want you to know we also keep those records in our custom relationship management system, and so we have them in case you have problems finding them. But that means that the next thing that happens is keys are delivered to the title company. The property management company of record is knowing when that closing is. They're notified to come pick up the keys. They're going to go to the home, and they're going to probably change the locks. They're gonna ask you to change the locks, because typically these are builder keys. These are keys that a lot of people have had access for. They wanna make sure that you're safe and secure. But now we're in a situation where you're in ownership of that property. It's now legal and ready to go for rental. And I'm going to do another video just to kind of talk about now what happens with the property management company. So stay tuned with me. We're at the finale. This is Joe Pryor of the virtual real estate team in Oklahoma City and Tulsa, where we deliver traditional real estate values at the speed of technology.